could lead to better outcomes on an economic growth front. That is what the subtitle says. Okay. So basically, this is about like we have to spend more on health. We have to we have to have a good health system, public health system, in order to have an economy. Okay. We try to understand that he is trying to link between economy and this one. Mahima is there? Mahima? Okay, fine. Okay, so the link between what? Link between the public health. Okay, the link between the public health and the economy. Okay, this is what the entire this revolves around. Okay, so economy is boosted. So I'll tell you something like for example, India is spending around 1 to 2% of GDP on public health. So an average of 5% to the GDP will be good. That's what the thinkers are saying. Okay, the people who are good with this, they are comparing with other countries. For example, US spends 14% to the GDP, and that is the highest GDP health ratio, and they have got the highest number of COVID death. Paradoxical, you can say, but still health has to be good. Okay, so if somebody coming and saying that if you're spending more, then your coronavirus death will be less, you have an opposite example is the US. But Kerala's case, Kerala spends around 8 to 9% of the GDP on health, and you can see it is a successful state not only in India, but the entire world is looking Kerala as an example to control the COVID virus. Okay, but normally 5% of the GDP is expected. Okay, but India is spending only 1 to 2%. So this article throws some light on how important is the spending in the health, okay, even in the economic downturn, and how we can come out of this economic downturn by investing on the health. Okay, that's what the introduction. Okay, and before that, I would also tell you this. Have you heard about the word human capital? Can anybody tell me what is human capital? Mahima? Sajita, anybody? Human capital. Have you heard about this word human capital? This is there in the NCERT, 9th standard NCERT, human capital. So what is this human capital? Yes, that the people are the greatest asset.
Hello.
Tell me. Yeah, who is speaking?
Sajida, sir.
Sajida, tell me.
Demographic dividend, when the number of cases that when the case is like that, demographic dividend is present, that is the working age people is higher, then we can convert the demographic dividend into human capital by providing proper health, education, and skill.
Great. Yeah. See, what happens is, thank you. See, India is actually in a very opportunistic demographic standard, you can say. What is the opportunity is India is the first time in the history of India, okay, and it will not happen again in the history of India. Okay. First time in the history of India is having a demographic dividend. That means the working population between 15 to 59, we have more number of people in this. Okay. So that means the more kind of working population is there in India. Okay. To get the benefit of this demo, so people are there, simply people are there means it doesn't mean that economic boom will happen. Okay. Demographic dividend is good for economy. So this economic boom will happen only when it is being correctly used, and to correctly use it, you have to make the human into human capital. Okay. Just a person is there, he does not that he will be good for the economy. He will take part in the actively in the economy. Doesn't mean that. Okay. The person will take part in the economy, and it will be more beneficial, more efficient and effective if we convert a human person into a human capital. How a human can be converted to human capital is by providing three things. One is a health. A person should be healthy. Okay. Then he should be given education, and then he should be also enough skilled. Okay. So this three concept, if you are able to put in a human, then human becomes a human capital. Okay. So that means health is an important component to make a person as a human capital. Is that clear, guys? Now let us go into the editorial. Yeah. Fine. Let us start with this. Okay. So first thing is, the author is saying that International Monetary Fund, okay, is saying, okay, or a lot of people are saying that we are going into a worst downturn since Great Depression. Okay, some people are saying even greater than the Great Depression. Great Depression happened in the year 1930 around. So there was a demand was less. Again, economy was in downturn, recession, deepest depression. Depression is more than the recession. Demand was not there. Unemployment was huge. So that is almost same situation we are going into. Okay, because of the coronavirus lockdown. Okay, and everybody is saying it. It is accepted. There is no any doubt that economy is down. Economy is down. So what the government of India did, they said they are going to give 20 lakh crore package. They are giving. Okay, and 20 lakh package. What they have given is a response to the pandemic, and also to prevent any kind of future pandemic. Also, the 20 lakh, in that they have spent some money on the health sector also. Okay. Now, in this, the author is saying these include strengthening of. I'm reading from here. Okay, this include strengthening of health and wellness center, establishment of infectious diseases hospital blocks in all districts, expansion of laboratory network, and One Health research on zoonotic. Okay, so that the animal disease. Okay, so coronavirus is believed to have come from animal. Okay, because this Chinese were eating a lot of animals. Okay. Okay, we also eat animals, but these people eat. Okay. Okay, so there is a medical center is going to come. Okay, this is a limited response to the threat of infection. So these are limited response we are doing. Okay, we are doing this. So he's saying that that is not enough. Okay. Thing which has been announced in the 20 lakh crore package is not enough, is what the author's opinion. Okay. Now you need for equitable system. Okay. In this, what they are saying is they are comparing the southern states. Okay, write down in your notebook. Write down in your notebook. The southern states have done really well. Okay. In the what do you say health system. Okay, they spend more. And if you look at the ratio of doctors, like Tamil Nadu is coming in first in the country. Okay, it has got around approximately one doctor for every 400 patients, and Kerala comes on fourth or fifth, one for every 500 around. Okay. But world standard is saying, they are saying only 1 per 1,000 only. So it is far above the world standard. Tamil Nadu, Kerala, and all. Okay. So southern states have copied on this efficient and equitable system. Okay, they have established it. Okay, efficient and equitable system of health is already available in southern states, but it has to be replicated in northern India as well. Okay, because these states were already having a better health standard, they are able to flatten their curve. Now everybody talking about flattening the curve. Okay, see Kerala had like this. Okay, first wave. Okay, we have flattened here. Then people came from Italy. Am I right? Okay. Then again, first people came from Wuhan. Okay. Then we flattened it. Okay. Then again, what happened? People came from the Italy. Okay. It started again going like this. Okay. Then we flattened it. Then again, people started coming from all the countries, other states, and all. So third wave. So every time Kerala is successful in flattening it, again it will be flattening anytime soon. Okay. Tamil Nadu case is also like this. The curve went like this. Okay. Then this curve is coming down. Okay. So these states are able to flatten the curve because of already existing efficient and equitable health system. Okay, so that has to be underlined. Okay, that has to be underlined, and he says that this has to be replicated in the other part of the country also. Okay, is that clear, guys? Okay, proud to be in South India. Anybody is in North India? Okay, but ground realities varies. Ground realities varies. In the same Kerala, we have seen and women has been wrongly diagnosed as cancer, and there was a surgery in her head. Okay, in the same Tamil Nadu, a lot of the cases also there. Okay, so we can debate it, but compare or relatively with respect to North India, South India is far better. Okay, shall we proceed? Then further, he's saying that selective investment. Okay, that means there only that zoonotic disease research. A selective investment is not enough. Is one. Okay. So further, a selective investment in some. I'm reading here. Okay, I'm reading here. This further, a selective investment in some components of infectious disease control will not meet the many other essential demand of the health system. Okay, that means we need a comprehensive investment. Write down that we need a comprehensive investment. We cannot do selective investment. Okay. Even during the COVID-19 response, attention have been diverted from the maternal, child health, and care for other infectious diseases and non-communicable diseases. Copied on this is very true. Personally, I will tell my problems. See, I am having cough. If it is continuous for last 15 days again, and throat infection, but definitely it's not corona. So I am not going to hospital only because fear that if I go, will I get infected to corona. Like this, n number of people are not going to the hospital because we are not having a protocol, proper protocol. Otherwise, people are not having faith whether we can go to hospitals. And other side of the picture is the hospital itself is avoiding. The hospitals which are dealing with corona, they are saying that come to hospital only in the case of emergency, otherwise don't come. Okay, so the problem now is we have come to a stage where we have diverted the attention. Okay, diverted from the what? Maternal health we are diverted, child health we are diverted, then other infectious disease we have diverted our health only to response to the COVID virus. Okay, copy down that. To respond to the COVID virus, what we have done, we have diverted our attention from the existing health system, existing need, maternal health, child health, then other infectious non-communicable diseases. From their attention has been diverted to the coronavirus. So these people are getting affected. Okay. Also, when there is an additional workforce needed even for the limited expansion come from without any planning. So we need to invest in education, skill and employment is what. Okay, connectivity issues, guys, take care of it. Okay, otherwise don't worry. This is available in our website today evening. It will be uploaded. Yeah, what is need is an adequate investment in creating a health system that can withstand any kind of public emergencies, deliver universal health coverage and other targets of sustainable global development goals. Okay, so sustainable development goals, copy down from here. Okay, from here you copy down completely in your notes. It should be there. That means till here. Okay, till here you copy down. Okay. That means we need an adequate investment in the health system, so that what happens, if the health system is strong, then you need not worry about the emergency. Any kind of emergency we can deal. Okay, then we should give universal health coverage. We should give universal health coverage, means everybody should be having a health coverage system. It's not like, for example, we have Ayushman Bharat, right? Ayushman Bharat. What is eligibility? Is it a universal or is there an eligibility? Who can tell me that? Akshaya, Aji, Ayushman Bharat is a very good scheme. Okay, you will get per annum 5 lakh per family. The scheme is good. Okay, but it is not universal. People have to be poor only for the BPL family. Only for so we need what we need is a universal. That means irrespective of your income, you should be able to get a health care. Understood? So that is what the government is saying. That is what we should do. Fine. So, and once the investment is adequate, we are having a public health emergencies, we can handle it. We should have a universal health coverage system, and we should achieve the targets of, remember in one of the class I told you, we have 17 goals to be achieved by 2030, SDG, Sustainable Development Goals. We have got 30 in number. Okay, this 30 in number should be achieved by, sorry, not 30, 17 in number should be achieved by 2030. Okay, so this please copy down somewhere, note down this. Okay, that's how it's going to be. Okay, then comes if these things are coming, then okay, note down this point. There can be a synergy, there can be a tie-up between the health and the economy. Okay, a mutual benefit. The health will be better when your economy is better. Your economy will be better when your health is better. So mutual beneficial synergies between the health and the economy is what the author is saying. Okay, this is the most important part of this article. Okay, what is that? Adequate investment should be there. Okay, then if the adequate investment is there, then we can withstand any universal health. So any emergency we can do. Universal health coverage is required. Sustainable development goals we have to achieve. Then we can make the economy better. Okay. Then there's a mention about the 15th Finance Commission. Okay, 15th Finance Commission. Okay, 15th Finance Commission. I'll give a small example about Finance Commission. Note down this point. Okay, what is this Finance Commission? Yeah, any doubts so far? Kavya has just come. Okay, anybody who came now? We are discussing an article in today's newspaper, the link between the health and the economy, and the author is saying that we should adequately invest in health so that we can improve our economy. Okay, coming to the Finance Commission, Article 280 is the article. Okay, it will be appointed by the president. Okay, Finance Commission appointed by the president once in 5 years. Once in 5 years. Okay, presently we are implementing the 14th Finance Commission. Recommendations are being implemented now. Okay, next is the 15th Finance Commission. I think it will be from 2021. Somebody verify that. So it will be for 5 years from there. Okay, I have to check this. Okay, 5 years. Okay, will be the 15th Finance Commission. Okay. So Finance Commission function. What is the function is? Function is this one. Write down recommend. Okay, okay recommend resources to be shared between union and between the union and the state, or we can simply say how much union has to give to the state. This is recommended by the Finance Commission. This is recommended by the Finance Commission. Okay, so that is what Finance Commission is all about. Okay. Finance Commission is a constitutional body because it is mentioned in Article 280. Okay, it is appointed by the president once in 5 years. Okay, currently we are running the 14th Finance Commission. Next commission is the 15th Finance Commission. One easy question they are asking: who is the chairman of 15th Finance Commission? It is the N.K. Singh. Okay, guys. N.K. Singh. Fine. And what is the function? The function is to recommend the resources to be shared between center and the union. This is what they are doing. Okay. Now going back. Any doubt in the Finance Commission? Okay, don't worry. I'll teach you this in the polity also. Okay. Yeah, you're able to see the article. Is there a mismatch? Article is seen, right? Yeah, so he is mentioning about Finance Commission. He's saying that Finance Commission should take responsibility in recommending the resources to the states based upon the need of the state on health sector. Okay, right now the author is saying that Finance Commission should take note of the health system of the state. Please note down that. Okay, the author is saying the health system of the. You are not able to see. Editor is not seeing. Nobody is able to see. No, okay. Yeah, fine. Yeah, note down that Finance Commission should examine or should take note of the health system of a country before recommending, I'm sorry, not country, of the state, before recommending the resource to the state. Again, that is the thing, because why it is, because health state cannot, state alone cannot create a strong health system. It is union government should help them because they don't have resources. Okay, in the point. Okay, so the role of the states, okay, is high, but the income is less. So that is why Finance Commission has to recommend more resources. Okay, and they should increase the public financing for health sectors. That's what this particular paragraph is saying. Okay. Okay. Next thing comes is this one. Like one of the economic thinker, his name is William Baumol. Okay. What he is saying is, yes, health is an unexpected or unavoidable expenditure, but it is having less rewarding. That means it is not good to invest. That's what his theory, his thought. Okay, which is not correct. Okay. So one person is saying that we cannot avoid the health expenditure. At the same time, it is not, returns are very less. Okay, it is less rewarding is what one school of thought, and that is why they use the word cost disease. That means cost is high, but the return is less. Okay, write down here. Okay, copy down this one. Okay, health is not a cost disease. Okay, it is an essential. It has a value. Okay, which will be defined in the next paragraph. So health system is where mostly seen as an unavoidable expenditure. Okay, which has to be accommodated as an essential service. But not placed at a high priority. They're saying that is not a high priority. It's not placed high on the table of policies. Again, he's saying that is a less rewarding. Okay, than the industrial engines of economy. So you have to take care of the industries. Industries are the engines of economic growth rather than the health. That is what the one kind of argument. But this author is saying that health is also an engine of economic growth. Okay, or you can say it can be the more important than the industries also. That's what the author is saying. Okay. So write down this. Okay, it is not a cost disease. Okay, it is a very essential. Okay, and it is might be more important than the industrial growth also. Clear? Yeah. Especially the countries without universal health coverage may invite such description of proposition. Public health, which is hidden away in the soul of public health value, I told you. Write down that, write down this paragraph. Indeed, both population-based public health and individual centered healthcare are joint accounts in the human development that yield rich returns for economic development if invested properly or invested wisely. Okay. Write down, if invested wisely in health, then they can create economic development. Okay, so health sector can create economic development is what the argument in this paragraph. Okay. So health sector can create economic development if you are properly investing in this. Clear, guys? Yeah. Okay, robust evidence or correlation. Okay, so here's giving example. Okay, evidences are there, that reason. So World Health Organization is giving some report. Okay, and 2013 there was a report saying that if you are properly investing in the health, copy down this, 9 to 12 to 9 to 20 fold increase in the returns are possible in the health. Okay, so in the economic. Okay. In 2013 report estimated the low to middle income countries will realize 9 to 20 fold returns respectively on investment in health. Okay, so it itself is a big investment itself can create. So any investment in the economy, or it is generating employment, it is generating demand, it will obviously add up to the economic growth. Okay, so that is a next point. Write down this this one. So you have to take the example of the reports. The report is World Health Commissions on Macroeconomics and Health 2001. Okay, and two other economists led a report called Investing in Health. Okay, so I'll copy down this. Okay, it is one of Investing in Health report. Okay, in 2013 report they said that this is a very important survey finding. The finding is low to middle income countries can increase their returns on the investment 9 to 20 fold if they are investing in the health. Okay, so that means, say initially we are saying, so far what we're saying, that we are saying that the economy is in down. Okay, because of the coronavirus. Okay, that is a fact. Okay, then we are saying that southern states have done a very good job, because of that they are able to handle coronavirus properly. Okay, then we are saying that we should invest in an adequate manner. Okay, we should create a universal health system. We should achieve the targets of sustainable development goal. Okay, then there's a theory that it is a cost disease. Investing in the health is not good is one school of thought, which author is arguing at opposite direction. He's saying that there are evidences to show that this investment in health is giving a high returns on the economy. Okay. Now we'll see further like how this returns are coming from. Okay, look at this. Yeah, so we're coming to the last paragraph here. Okay, headed by the president of France and South Africa, reported to them that investment for the argument sessions improved. So the copy down this, which I have dark, like, improved population health and productivity, reduced healthcare cost, and job creation even in a gloomy global scenario. That means even if there is an economic downturn, if you're investing properly in the health, then what you will do, you will have a health of the population is good. That means productivity is good. Underline that. Productivity is good. Productivity is good. Okay, productivity is good. Productivity is increasing. Okay, and we have once the health is good, your productivity is good, and also you have to spend less in the healthcare. The people have to spend less. Okay, then it is creating demand and job creation even in a gloomy global scenario of jobless. Okay, understand? So what I'm saying, there is a report which says that if you invest in health, okay, you will be healthy. That is for sure, and your productivity increases. Write down that productivity increases, then cost on the healthcare will be reduced. That means you need not go to hospital often. Okay, and even in the economic downtrend, okay, you can have a job creation instead of job loss. Clear? So please copy down. See, current affairs you have to take notes. You cannot simply read and escape. Okay. So from Monday onwards, I'll be revising one editorial what we have taken in the last week. Also, we'll start revising one editorial or one or two. We'll be revising also. Otherwise, you will not go back and read. That is for sure. Yeah. Any doubts so far, guys? Yeah, anybody has made a good notes, please send to me. Okay, I will just see that so that we can share, or for my personal, because I normally don't take notes. Okay, so don't think bad about me. But most of things are there in my. The moment I see the editorial, I can say something about it. Okay. So, but as a people who are growing, you need this to be taken note of. Okay. Yeah. So coming to the last paragraph, this one, India in particular stands to gain in investing in health because of the demographically young population. That's now we discussed. India is having a demographic dividend. That means we have enough young population which can create economic growth, but they should be healthy. Okay. That's what we were talking in the initially. Sajida was saying, na, this one. Okay, look at this. They should be getting educated. They should be skilled. Okay, and they should be healthy. Okay. Then we should also take care of the old people, also aged people. Also, we should take care. That is also we have this one. And pharmaceutical products itself is a global export. Okay. To see, even during the coronavirus pandemic, India's revenue boomed up on the pharmaceutical. Okay. We have pharmacy. We were exporting. No, that Trump was saying, "Please give me HCl. I want to take this." Yesterday news is that he is taking this one, hydrochloroquine, malarial drug. He's taking, and people are saying that, did you consult the doctor? He's simply taking. So that one. So it itself is a big economy. It itself is a export-oriented industry. Okay. Now coming to the last point, when to invest? Can we invest now? Can India invest now? Because now the economy isn't down. Can we invest today, or should we wait for the economy to come back? Generic medicine, India is the expert. Yes, true. Yeah. Now, when should invest? Should we wait for the economy to come back to the normal stage, or should we invest? For that, also, author is saying that there is no time better than this. Okay, you have to invest it now. He is giving examples of two countries. Okay, one is Japan. The other one is, he is saying, Southeast Asian nations. Okay, so these two countries. Okay, Southeast nations. That means you can say Singapore, Malaysia, all those countries. Okay. Then he's talking about Japan. He's also talking about United Kingdom, saying that they have done the economic health investment at the time of crisis only. Okay. For example, Asian financial crisis, 1990, these people invested in health. Okay. Then United Kingdom just after the World War. Japan just after the economic downturn. So he's saying, an author is saying, it is the best time. Now it is the best time to invest in the health, and it will help to revive the economy. It will help the revive. So India must choose the path to boost the trajectory of its economy by investing in the health. Okay. Okay, guys. So there's a coming to a conclusion of this. Yeah, who can tell me this one? Deepika, can you wind up? Akshaya, otherwise. At the bottom of the pandemic lies the ornaments which emerged as a indiscretion in this socially hope of price. Okay. So this is about how the health is not only for the present COVID, but for the long-standing economic boom, economic revival, economic growth, and economic development, the people welfare, everything depends upon the health, is what he's saying. Yeah. Anybody want to summarize it? Volunteers.
Hello.
Who is that?
Sir, this is Deepika.
Yeah, Aji, tell me, Aji. Hello. Who is this?
Sir, this is Deepika.
Deepika, right? Yeah. Go ahead.
So the author in this editorial basically discusses how health of a country and its economic system are related. That the better the health of its citizens or its people, the better the economy of the country.
Yeah, better the health, the better the economy. Okay. In fact, his first word is like this: like when the public health sneezes, the economic catches cold. Okay. This one-liner explains everything. Okay. When the public health sneezes, the economy catches cold. Okay. That is, public health should be good. Okay. Go ahead. Yeah.
So he begins by saying that a higher investment in health is necessary to protect the economy of the country.
Yeah, higher investment is necessary. Okay, great.
And then he goes on to say that the southern states have served as an example to this country by investing more in health. And then he goes on to say,
he is criticizing that 20 lakh crore is actually selective investment. That is not enough. We should have a comprehensive investment. Adequate investment is required. He's saying, right?
Yes, adequately it should be 45% of GDP, but India currently is investing only 1 to 22% of GDP in health sector. But compared to the southern states, this is very low. For example, Kerala is investing 8 to 9% of GDP, and this has reflected massively during this crisis.
Yeah.
And then
he's saying that we have to achieve the target of the Sustainable Development Goal. Then only we can have a universal health coverage. Universal health coverage is required. This Ayushman Bharat is not a universal; it's only BPL we are giving. Then he is also evoking Finance Commission, saying that Finance Commission should also come forward and take health as one of the criteria for recommending resources to the states, because state alone cannot handle the health sector. Okay. Yeah. Next tell me cost disease. What is cost disease?
So this person named William Baum, he had a hypothesis that spending on healthcare may be less rewarding than spending money on industrial engines and for economic growth. But subsequent reports say that this is not actually true, that investment in healthcare is indeed necessary.
And the returns also possible, 9 to 10, 24 returns also possible in the health sector. That's what the reports say. Okay.
Yes.
Then they further go and they said that India is having a demographically young population. That is demographic dividend. So in order to achieve the benefits of demographic dividend, then we should be having health, skill, and the education should be necessary. Okay. And we should take care of the aged population also. Now, when is the correct time to invest in the health?
So he gives an example of Southeast Asian countries, United Kingdom and Japan, that they all adopted this universal healthcare coverage system during a crisis. And so right now, this pandemic would be the adequate time for India also to show an example and invest in the healthcare system.
Yeah, so there's an opportunity. This crisis is an opportunity to health, invest in the health. And if you're investing in the health, then economy will also be revived, is what the ultimate conclusion. Okay. Yeah, any other? Thank you, Deepika. Well done. Anybody else have any doubts? Anything additional information? Okay, Mahima, you are able to hear?
Hello, sir.
Yeah, Sajita.
So I think the main problem in Indian health system is that